It would be easy work in his first two matches for Palmyra's Cullen Arch as he tries to make history at Mizzou Arena this weekend. Looking for his fourth straight state title, he opened the affair pinning Aiden Munford here of South Callaway in the prelims in 133, followed that up by punching a semifinal ticket at 150 pounds with a pin in 53 seconds of Ethan Hunter of St. Pius X. Cullen now just 2 wins away from making history on Thursday. Meanwhile, his sophomore teammate Luke Lawson got off to a roaring start here, hitting the early first-round takedown of Caleb Moore of Central New Madrid, and that would lead to Mr. Lawson eventually connecting the cradle. And man, what a first round and what a statement on the floor. No jitters for Mr. Lawson as he pulls off the upset by seed here, getting the pinfall win. Now Luke would drop his quarterfinals match at 106, but wrestled back to beat Caden Gegg by major decision 12-2, putting Luke in position in the back draw to wrestle his way up the podium and, yes, make a major splash in his career. Great start for Mr. Lawson. No jitters indeed. A big smile from that young man. Moving to Panthers now of a different stripe, and to the surprise of absolutely no one, Centralia is your Class 1 team day one leader, thanks to Weston Ward setting the tone at 126, notching here a 12-2 major decision and just nearly missing the pin at the final buzzer against Gage Judd of Versailles. He would later pin Augustus Heinz of Rockport to become the second at this point of the Centralia Panthers to move their way into the semifinals. We wouldn't have to wait long for the next. Bumping up one weight class, Jesse Shannon right here, working very hard for 3 near fall points. Thought he was going to get the pin at this juncture, releases the hold, gets back up, and would eventually finish the pinfall victory of Barrett White of Lone Jack in 3:33 to get that done. You see this pin. He would later also notch a pin in the quarterfinals at 132 against Peyton Arnold. But again, we're not done. At 138, it's the undefeated freshman, 47-0, Rex Bryson, making quick work here of Cale Tryon. Pinfall victory here, later a 5-3 decision in the quarterfinals. And yes, Rex is still undefeated, 2 wins, and into the semifinals. Speaking of undefeated, 157, no surprise, 37-0, Kaiden Wilkerson with a couple of pins today. This one in the prelims against Jared Button of Albany. And yes, Kaiden Wilkerson now 39-0 and looking for his state title. But the most impressive Centralia performance of the first round might have been turned in at 165 by undefeated Braden Shelton. First round looked like he was going to get the pin, catch and release, and then he elected to start from the bottom. Check out this reversal and then decision. I don't want the major decision, I want the pin, and he'd do exactly that to Nick Harburger of Borgia. 2 pins today for Braden. He too into the semifinals. Putting punctuation on the morning for the Panthers, undefeated heavyweight Seth Hayskamp, 48-0 coming in here with the takedown and eventual pinfall victory over Ben Winters of Summit Christian in 72 seconds. Yes, Seth would follow that up with a win over Montana Hacker of El Dorado Springs in 57 seconds. And yes, Seth Hayskamp is off to the semifinals after that big victory. Remember last year, undefeated all the way until the final match and lost that one. The elusive state title now appears to be in Seth's sights. And what a morning it was for Centralia, your team leader, as mentioned, with 89 points. Next closest is Brookfield with 67.5. And yes, Centralia still has 10 wrestlers alive into Thursday. Reporting from the floor at Mizzou Arena, I'm Sports Director Chris Dewar.